All right, let's talk about this bullshit right here. So this is her saying that, hey, it's nothing for y'all to worry about then. Don't worry about it. And what is she saying for us not to worry about? There's a man who uh, was saying to her, hey, listen, we don't care if you get your groove back or who you date or who you marry, as long as you're getting married before you're having children, because we don't want to deal with the children that are the outcome of these relationships that a lot of the women in our community are choosing to have, that don't result in a marriage, but they do result in a child. And her response is, hey, don't worry about it then. But that's unfair to us. And I'll tell you why it's unfair to us, because you're essentially telling us to mind our own business. But that only applies to when you want to have your sex. Mind your own business, black man, only applies when you want to date who you want to date, and you want to have children and it's outside of wedlock, and you want to date a guy who was, he's fun and exciting or whatever the case. But then the rest of the consequences that come along with the bad choices aren't, hey, black man, mind your own business. Here are the consequences. Here's what they say to us. They say, how are you leading the community when all of these kids are being born out of wedlock? Well, you're the one that's choosing to have these children. You don't want to hear correction from the men. You don't want to hear advice from the men. We're telling you to secure a father before you have a child, which means marry before you carry. Secure a father and a husband before you reproduce. That sounds pretty simple if you don't want to be a baby mama, but the women are saying, don't worry about it. It's none of your business, right? That you don't need to worry about it then. And while they're making the choice that creates the outcome, and then when the outcome is there, they say, hey, black man, we need you to step into the gap to mentor this young man. And then when that young boy grows up, you pretend like he's part of the normal group of responsible black men and not one of your sons. These guys are your sons. They're your kids. And then you say, well, we need you to hold him accountable, right? I had sex with him. I had a child with him, and I need you to step into the gap to make him a responsible man now, right? Hold him accountable. Force him to stay. Tell him to stay. Tell him to step up. Tell him to be responsible. Teach him how to be responsible while I am rewarding him with sex and children, right? Step into the gap, black man, and hold him accountable, right? Because I'm not going to avoid him. I'm having a good time and I'm going to do what I want to do. And don't worry about it. It's none of your business. But now that I'm pregnant, hold him accountable, right? Now that we have this child that I'm raising and I'm getting no help from him, step into the gap and mentor the child, right? So this is the problem that we have, is that you can't protect what you can't correct. Black man, you cannot protect what you cannot correct. And you're not a great man if you're ignoring the fact that the women are doing whatever they want to do. And then when they get the consequence, they get the outcome, they're saying, hey, competent, responsible black man who made none of the choices I have made. You don't have any kids outside of wedlock. Step up, right? You didn't reproduce any babies that you're not taking care of. Step up, right? You focused on your goals and accomplished some stability. I need you to come back and step up, right? And if not, you're a bad leader, because I made these choices and it's not my fault I made these choices. It's the boy's fault who grew into a man that is the son of a woman who didn't want to hear it, right? So, and now I'm the daughter of a woman that didn't want to hear it, and I don't want to hear it. And now I've made it with that boy, and now I've got a child and I need help. And responsible black man, you need to step into the gap and help. And this is the problem that we have. You call upon us to step into the gap to mentor and to hold these men accountable when the boys that you're telling us to shut up about that are being born grow up and turn into dog shit men. And then you're silly enough to reproduce with them. You guys aren't looking far enough into the future. You're not connecting where the problem that you're having is coming from. And the men are telling you, hey, if you avoid this mistake, then you avoid this outcome. But you are telling us, well, don't worry about it then. That's a problem. That's a big problem.